The history of the ranch is very interesting. In ancient times, a lot of what is now Kualoa Ranch was very sacred. The Ahupua'a of Kualoa was known as one of the more sacred places on Oahu. It came down and was owned by King Kamehameha III. So it was Dr. Judd, Dr. Garrett Judd, who's my great-great-great-grandfather, bought it from King Kamehameha in 1850. So that was the beginning of what we now know as Kualoa Ranch. He had a bunch of kids, and one of his sons, Charles Judd, who actually was the Chamberlain to King Kalakaua, bought the Ahupua'a of Ka'ava in 1860, and then from the estate of Queen Kalama, that was King Kamehameha III's wife, bought the Ahupu'u of Hakipu'u, and that was in 1880. So by 1880, the ranch was basically the size it is now, just under 4,000 acres. So it's been a fabulous, kind of history, and through the hard work of all of our ancestors and the people that worked here throughout the years, we've been able to receive, and what we're trying to do is continue to preserve these three relatively pristine ahupua'a for future generations, and for try to take care of the environment. And what we've been able to do is still maintain all of the agricultural operations, in fact expand the agricultural operations, but really the secret to our kind of continued success and sustainability is the integration of visitors to the property. So we now have a relatively thriving visitor business that really helps us fund the other stewardship efforts and the educational programs that we have, and research and development into different agricultural operations. So it's a good symbiotic relationship between all of the different types of operations that we have, that again, the main purpose is so that we can preserve the place and try to manage it in a way that we can preserve native ecosystems and be good stewards of the land.
The Hakipu'u Stream Restoration Project is located in Hakipu'u Valley on Kualoa Ranch in the Ko'olapoko Moku, the very northern end of the Moku on Oahu. The purpose of the Hakipu'u Stream Restoration Project is to restore acreage around one of the freshwater springs found in Hakipu'u Valley, to remove invasive plant species, replant the area with native plants that have ecological benefits such as erosion control, helping to hold that soil in place so it's not flowing down into the stream, causing sedimentation in nearby Kaneohe Bay, and also helping to filter out other pollutants that might be coming from the ranch or from the cattle activity nearby, and also to create a place of education and learning so that people can come and see native plants being used in the environment and be able to start to learn what those species look like and to recognize them on their own, and also how they might be able to use those native plant species on their own home properties. The project is encompassed by an electric fence to help keep the cattle and also the wild pigs out of the area. They do like to snack on a lot of the native plants, so it helps to protect the area from those animals coming in, drinking water from the stream, and it also helps to protect that historical stream site and the natural spring waters that are coming up out of the ground. Volunteers show up at the ranch's educational center. We go through history of the ranch and also an introduction to the project site and the reasons why we're doing the work that we're doing. We go over a safety briefing, and then we have the volunteers start to walk up into Hakipu'u Valley through the pastures, sometimes past the cows. We walk up onto the project site and give a little bit more detail about how the spring system is working and how it's feeding into the stream and out into the ocean. More detail when we're on site and volunteers can really look at the area, helps them understand and grasp the concept and the reasons why we're doing the project. Then we'll typically do some clearing or weeding work through one of the areas on the site, do that for about half of the time on the project, and then we spend the other half of the time replanting native plants on the area that was just cleared. So we like to clear the weeds out and then immediately replant that so that we're getting an area covered and not leaving bare dirt exposed. After we've done our work for the day, we like to do a full circle hike. So we walk the volunteers up onto a beautiful pu'u that has an amazing overlook of Kaneohe Bay, and on really clear days you can see all the way to Molokai.